suppose we'll move on to the predictions, Matt. I love this part of the week. Now, it's gone horribly wrong for me.
I know you must be winning, Jack, when you like it.
No, well, you've gone miles ahead after the weekend. You correctly predicted Patrick Swell would win by the 2 points. You owe Jesse Glenn that regard. You said Kilmallock would win by 4. No, you never said it was going to go to extra time, but I'll leave you off there. 3 points, obviously, for predicting the right result. You called Kildimo, Mungret, Cappamore, Crocklefini and Effin as well. We both got the Croom game wrong. I also said that Newcastle would win, and I'm missing one game there. Oh, Brewery, we both win for Palestine in that regard. But look, as I said in previous pods,
I'm so grateful for your benevolence, Jack. Not the context of time, not include extra time.
If you're looking for a bet this weekend, I just follow Matt's predictions because he's on a roll. So get him while he's hot, because it was slow enough start for you, Matt, but you're miles ahead at this moment. So I think I might go for broke this weekend and maybe go against you in a few regards. We'll start with the senior hurling, Doon versus Kilmallock. Which you obviously think it's going to be a close game, but which team are you
Doon by
for?
2.
Doon by 2. Now I had said Doon at the start of the championship, where I thought would win the championship. The loss of Barry Murphy kind of dampens that expectations, but I'm going to go for Doon by 4 on this one. Just with their firepower. Kilmallock played a long game last weekend. Now it's good to get a game under their belt, but I just think Doon will have too much there. And then the Piercing versus Patrick's well.
The Piercing by 3.
Piercing by 3. Now I'm going to go against you here, and I don't even think it's because I'm so far behind, but I just have a feeling for Patrick's well. They obviously beat him twice in 2019. I think last year the Piercing were dominant. That's fair, but without Peter Casey, without Mike Casey, I think that Patrick can take advantage. And if the likes of Jesse Glenn can build on that game, then they have another star forward.
Well, as I say, I'm giving the vote to the Piercing, but you know, there's something about Patrick Swell. You're right. There is. Yeah, look, they know how to play in the Piercing.
They do, and they shouldn't be here, Matt. They should have been knocked out last weekend. I think that sometimes that can work in a team's favour.
Yeah, you know, they've looked at it now. So, yeah, I don't disagree totally with you, but I'm going for the Piercing probably, but by 3. But what the well to do it, wouldn't be one bit surprised.
No, you could see any of the 4 teams into the final, and they've all been there in recent years. Kilmallock in 17, Doon 18, and last year Kilmallock 19, and the Piercing every other year in between. But we'll move on to intermediate hurling. Granagh Ballingarry versus Effin. We've both said Effin have been the standout team.
I'm going by Effin by 5.
Effin by 5. So I'm going to go against you here, Matt. I think as well, Granagh Ballingarry wouldn't have been favoured to go through in the quarterfinal. They got the job done comprehensively over Croom. I think they'll do it again this weekend. I'm going to go for Granagh Ballingarry by 2 points. And then the other semi-final, Croke Kilfinny versus Brewery. You had signalled earlier that you were going for Croke.
Croke by 3.
Croke by 3. I went against Croke last week, and it didn't do me any favours. But I'm going to go against them again this week, just for the sake of it. Now, I do think Brewery probably experience at higher levels will send them. I'm going to go Brewery by 1 point, but it'll be a remarkable series of results for Croke Kilfinny, Matt. Just to digress for a second, that they were in Junior A last year. They obviously won it. They won the Intermediate League, and to get the Intermediate final would be another huge step for the club as a whole.
10 years ago, Effin did it. Won the Junior A in 2010, won the Intermediate in 2011, beat Ballybrown in the final. Nobody gave them a chance going into the Gaelic grounds. They dug it out, went down and added the Munster Clubs Championship.
Yeah, Croke Kilfinny will be looking to follow in their footsteps, and by your predictions, they'll be playing the final. It'll be an Effin Croke Kilfinny final, but we'll just have to wait and see for that. Those games are on this Saturday in Newcastle West, a doubleheader, 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock. And last night we spoke in depth about the Limerick Senior Football semi-finals with Par, and that podcast is on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, on the website as well if you want to check that out. We spoke in depth about Adair versus Galtee Gales. We both agreed that we probably thought Adair would come through, but how, like we've all said as well, they'll be very close. But what think the margin will be between Adair and Galtee Gales?
Yeah, I think Adair will end the dream of Galtee Gales. You know, by 2 points. It's been a phenomenal year by any benchmark for the Gaels. And I'm saying 2 points because it's indicative that I'm not entirely convinced about it. I think Galtee Gaels are in with a much better chance than people think. I see them being written off as outsiders, people saying, oh, sure, look, tis one of the three. I don't buy into that narrative at all. Galtee Gaels are they're in the semi-final on merit. They're in the semi-final like the other three on the back of 3 wins. And, you can't ask for any more. And I think it's going to be very, very close, but I think that the experience of Adair will probably dig it out by a couple of points.
Yeah, I have Adair by 3, but we obviously played Adair in the quarter-final. We played Galtee Gaels the game before that, and Galtee Gaels will definitely give Adair enough of it. And look, you wouldn't be surprised again to see Galtee Gaels get to the final, but I think experience will tell for Adair, and if they have a couple of their players back, like Mikey Lyons and Oran Collins, then they'll be that much stronger. The second semi-final then at 4 o'clock in McNeville Park, Newcastle West versus Monaleen. Again, we both said we thought Newcastle were going to get through, but you wouldn't be surprised to see Monaleen coming through either, Matt, would you?
I wouldn't, but I'm giving it to Newcastle West by 3. The day when I left McNeville Park after the league final, I didn't think I'd be making such a prediction, or indeed when I left Kilmallock after Newcastle West had really got out of jail, possibly against the late Galbally rally, but certainly Newcastle West have rallied since. And look, all Newcastle West are now are the force that we expected them to be reckoned with. They're just putting on the type of performances now, and I'm convinced they're just hitting the peak at the right time. They probably have it timed absolutely perfectly, and I'm going for Newcastle West by 3 points.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Newcastle by 5. I actually had 7 down, but 7 is a huge margin of football. But I think Newcastle West, like just the squad they have at their disposal. We spoke again about that in depth last night. But the players they can afford to leave on the bench would be stars for a lot of other teams.